Hi everyone, my name is Al, and today I'll be reviewing Superman vs. Doomsday by Prime One Studio. I'm going to start off by just showing you some of the packaging for the statue. Alright everyone, so this is the packaging for the Superman vs. Doomsday. This is the DX bonus version, 1/3 scale, concept design by Jason Fabok. Comes in in 3 massive boxes, 50, I think 60 pounds, and last one back there, a little bit over 90 pounds, so pretty massive piece. But yeah, this is the art box. All right, everyone, so let's take a little closer look, but before we begin, I'll just give you the dimensions. I know Prime One Studio always has dimensions up, but sometimes it's a bit off. Depth-wise, I measured it at about 31 inches, width 40, and height 37, 38 inches, or in between around there. So it's a pretty massive piece. The base alone, so it's basically all the rubble without the metal frames and the bottom, like the legs of Doomsday, and the base was in one box, weighed about 90 pounds. So pretty massive, heavy piece. So for those expecting this or have this en route, just get ready. It's gonna be a workout. So starting off with the art direction, it's a really dynamic piece. As you can see here, we have Doomsday essentially, jumping right out the ground, reaching over to Superman as Superman is swooping down, as you can tell through, just based on the flow of the cape. So it's a really dynamic piece. I think Prime One Studio did a phenomenal job with this. It looks honestly like right out the comics. Really great piece. We have here, it's a lot of rubble. This is the Daily Planet sign. Unfortunately, I don't have this on a turntable, so I can't show you the back part of it. Yeah, here, let's take a look. So one thing I did, feel like could have been I'm not sure how they would have done this, but as you can see, there is a seam there. There is also a seam underneath the arm, but that's covered up by the shoulder pad here, basically. But yeah, no, the art direction of this piece, it's a really dynamic. They did a really good job. Look at Doomsday. But yeah, no, so I felt like it's really done well. As far as the sculpt goes, it's great. So here, starting off here with the hands, you can see horns, horns sticking out pretty much all throughout Doomsday, or bones, basically bones. He got horns on his portrait. But yeah, let's see if I can get a little closer. So you guys can see some of the detail. He has that really rough skin, like the, I don't know if you call it like elephant rocky type skin. Over to the portrait a little bit. Oh, really well. Really well. See, really rough skin. And basically, yeah, so for the most part, Doomsday is all one piece. Well, the top part of Doomsday is all one piece besides the shoulder pad, or the shoulder, not the shoulder pad, but the shoulder and this arm right here. And the portrait, so that's separate. Then we have Superman, of course. Great job. I know a lot of people were having issues as far as like pointing out that the anatomy just didn't really make sense, but gotta understand Superman's an alien, so it's like his is not gonna be as close as to like a regular human. And even just looking at Superman Hush, he has pretty much the same thing, like a 12-pack basically. So yeah, they did a really great job with the sculpt. The cape is a different For those that have the Fabok 1000, I believe it's like the same material. It's more lighter poly resin. No, Superman's good. Really good job. A lot of textures. Boots are really done well. You can see the wrinkles right there. Really, really well. Let's see if I can. Looks like the hands appear to be what is it, like I believe it's clear resin. I'm sorry, the light's a little bright there, so it's hard to focus. Let's see. No, yeah, the sculpt is really, really good. Now, the base itself, the base is great. The rubble everywhere. We have the rear bars, the rustic type of look of the Daily Planet sign. See if I can get the back of Doomsday a little bit. Got his hair. Yeah, really well done. All right, so now let's talk about the paint. So the paint's great. Doomsday, they did great. It's like I said, it's more of that basically all flat paint. Besides the tongue, you can see it's a little bit more, they put more of that gloss. Same with the teeth. They gave the eyes kind of like looks like the laser eye effect. So pretty good. Pretty good. Hands as well. A little bit of gloss on the fingernails. Other than that, besides that and his tongue, pretty much all flat paint all throughout. And his nails, so you can see his nails, yeah. A little bit of shine on them, but other than that, it's all flat. Really, really well though. Actually look like real bones. Really good job. The base is it's good. It's not, you know, it seems like Prime 1 typically doesn't put as much detail when it comes to the paint jobs of their bases, but it's good. Could be a little bit of improvement, but other than that, it's good. Now, Superman. So I have Superman Hush. So when I compare that Superman Hush to this one, I'd say I like the paint, except that they also went with flat paint. They could have gave it a little bit more shine to it. I think that would have been a better execution. Here, let me see. Because look, if you compare just how it looks really, really flat paint, compare that to Hush, you can just see the difference. There's like it's a contrast, and I feel like that just gives it a better look. So that's one area of improvement they could have done, is give a little bit more gloss effect, or a little bit more gloss just to the boots, the trunks possibly. Other than that, you know, the cape's great. Light cape. Let's see. So there's a few swap outs for this one. So we can take a look at those. So here we have, this is more of the Rage, and it looks like the eyes have decals in them, but they're actually really good. So if you take a look, like when you're put it in the light, it looks like if it's actually a laser. Really good. And yeah, it does appear to be clear resin that they use, or I believe that's what it's called. So this is more of just a grinning portrait. See if I can put it on here. Really good. Also the hair, if you can tell, it's a bit different from like Superman Hush and a lot of other Superman statues. It has a little bit of that blue tint. They all have that. And this is just the stern look. Look at that. Really good job with the sculpt though. Really, really good job that they did. And then as far as the chest emblem, this one does have a second one. I think this is the Fleischer Brother cartoon one. I like the traditional yellow and red. Now, so one thing that I was a bit concerned when I ordered this was a potential lean, but I gotta tell you guys, it's not really anything you should worry about. The peg was probably about 1.5 to 2 inches, and it was essentially just like a large resin insert, and then below that was the metal rod. So it's sat flush, no issues putting it in. And then there's also behind the leg some a bit of support by this rock base right there. So yeah, and like I said, the cape is made out of, I believe I'm not sure if it's called poly resin or something. It's a lighter material, so I don't suspect that this one's gonna lean, but you never know with these things. So yeah, here, let's take a closer look. So this is the DX bonus version portrait. Really, really good. Really good. See, I probably just take it out. You can see a little bit more of that blue tint there. It's really good. But here, let's see if I can take this out. I'll show you guys a little bit. Look at that. That is awesome. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, but overall, great piece. I have no complaints with this one. Like I said, the only improvement would have been a little bit more gloss to Superman a bit. I feel like the paint's a little bit too flat. Like Doomsday, but Doomsday, it's, you know, due to his skin, he's supposed to be flat paint, but Superman, I would have liked a little bit more gloss to it. But here, give you guys a, just look at, you can just see how massive it is compared to Joker Dragon. And this is a massive piece. For those that have this already, it's huge. And it looks tiny next to Supes versus Doomsday. And here are, so you guys can see it compared to Hush. Yeah, so I know a few people have asked already as far as whether or not this is underscaled. I'd say that a few years ago, well, not a few years ago, but probably 2 years or more, we'd say Prime 1 Studio used to overscale their pieces. So Hush is a little bit, I'd say he's overscaled. He's not 1/3, probably a little bit more than that, but yeah, no, this one, it is to scale, but it's definitely smaller than the previous Prime 1 pieces. As you can tell, he doesn't look as large as Hush. You know, Hush just has more mass. And I feel like the height too, you know. Hush is 40 inches. This one is, like I said, 38. Yeah, but overall, if for those that are either debating or have this coming, I don't think you're gonna regret it. It's definitely a great piece. It's worth it. You know, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you weren't able to get your hands on the Doomsday or Superman Hush. You know, we have 2 great pieces here, so highly recommend. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks Chris for inviting me to review this, and yeah, thank you all.